attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Pedro Matos with the Public Defender.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Carlos Morales, State Certified Spanish Court Interpreter. The interpreter has not been sworn in yet today.
All right. Madam Clerk, would you please swear in the interpreter?
Do you swear to translate from Spanish to English, English to Spanish, truthfully in these matters here today?
I do, Carlos Morales, State Certified Spanish Court Interpreter.
Thank you. And Mr. Morales, this is courtroom 1 at the BRC.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you. I'm calling into the headsets now. It'll take like 10 seconds.
No problem. Good morning.
Sí,
We're connected, Your Honor.
Great. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Cecilio Nepomuceno. Cecilio Nepomuceno.
Cecilio Nepomuceno
Cruceño.
Sir, you
Cruceño.
were in case number 20 CT 747 and 20 CT 748. You were arrested for leaving the scene of an accident with property damage and driving without a valid driver's license. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $100. And sir, you're not to drive without a valid driver's license, and you also have an immigration hold. Thank you. Pardon me?
The next Spanish is medical.
Oh, okay. Mr. Morales, that is the only Spanish case I have this morning.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Are we
All right,
waiving
that's-
the appearance of the other?
Yeah, I'm going to call it now. 20 MM 3263. He was arrested for failing to appear at pretrial conference on August 31st of this year. Bond is set at $1,000 on each count. Yes. Good morning. Your name?
Charles Hannington.
This may be an Osceola case.
You Charles Hannington, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
This is an Osceola County status hearing in 20 MM 1231. At this time, Mr. Hannington, Judge Arendas has indicated that your bond is to remain as set. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Okay.
It would have been on the original court minutes. I don't know. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning. Good sorry. Good morning. My name is Romando Proya.
What is it?
Romando Proya.
All right, this is also an out-of-county case from Osceola County, 18 MM 4061.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, it's my understanding that at this time you'd like to withdraw your previously entered plea of not guilty and enter a plea of no contest, with the resolution being, or I'm sorry, it's a violation of probation. So you're going to admit you violated your probation. Probation will be revoked and terminated. You'll be sentenced to 120 days in jail with whatever credit you have for time served. You'll have to pay your outstanding court costs of $652. And you'll need to set up a payment plan with the Osceola County Clerk's office. Is that what you'd like to do, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
How many days does Mr. Proya have?
Like
68.
68? All right, sir. Did you have an opportunity to read a plea form or speak with a lawyer about the
Well,
case?
good question. I spoke to him on Tuesday. He informed me that the judge in Osceola had approved 120 days. He had
Okay.
to send it over to you, which I suppose has been done, but I have not signed nothing officially yet.
Okay.
If I may, Your Honor, if you'd be kind enough, when I do sign, would I be given a release date too? Or
I don't give you the release date, so you'll be sentenced to the 120 days, and then you'll get your credit for time served. I don't do the calculations with that. That's something that corrections does.
Okay, if I ask them, and the only reason I ask is I know this doesn't have to do with the court, but my wife is in Osceola. She's gonna have to come pick me up. I'd like to be able to give her a possible
Sure.
date.
I think you'll be able to figure that out once you've been sentenced.
And is it true, Your Honor, that we get 5 days for every month we serve here?
I believe so, but that's a corrections issue, and you'll have to talk with them about that. Okay?
Okay, yeah, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So, sir, you understand that by entering an admission to your violation of probation today, that you're going to give up your right to make the state of Florida prove that you violated your probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes.
You're not going to have a hearing on this case. You're not going to be able to present any evidence or call any witnesses or testify on your own behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand. Ma'am, does this make it's a misdemeanor? Does this make it more, does this make it more serious in my record that I violated the probation, or is it just the same?
So that's a question, again, I can't answer for you. You'll have to talk to a lawyer about that, sir, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything that I've stated here in open court today?
Yes, I would be signing that now, correct? The plea?
There's no plea form in the courtroom today. Sir, do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, this plea will result in your deportation?
Yeah, I understand.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
All right, I'm going to accept your admission at this time, revoke and terminate your probation, sentence you to 120 days in jail. You have credit for 68 days time served. You are going to have to pay your outstanding court costs of $652, and you need to report to the Osceola County Clerk's Office within 30 days of your release to set up a payment plan.
Pay that, okay.
You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
So it's official as of now, then?
That's right.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Come on up. You what?
I need just a minute.
Oh, no problem. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Quincy Crum.
Mr. Crump, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so this is a reset from yesterday. In case number 20 CF 10590 for additional probable cause determination.
I did provide it to the court. I did show defense counsel prior to court, Your Honor.
Okay, so this was just with respect to counts 1 and counts 2. I did receive an additional affidavit from the Sheriff's Department. It appears that there is probable cause. Mr. Matos, do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So at this time, I will set bond. Bond on count 1 is going to be $100,000. Bond on count 2 will be $5,000. Bond on counts 3 through 8 will remain at 3 through 6 at $150, and 7 and 8 $100. So you're not to possess any weapons or firearms, and you are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Xavier Allwood.
What is it?
Xavier Allwood.
Mr. Allwood, sir, you are here in 20 CF 10629. You were arrested for aggravated assault, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with the police to get your things if needed. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Your bond is going to be $1,500. Do you have any questions, sir, about what I've ordered today? No? Did you say no? I can't hear you.
No.
Thank you. How are you? Good, thanks. These are just singles? That's just a single. Okay. All right, thank you. You're welcome. Tell Angela I said hi.
I will.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Derek Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, sir, you are here in case number 20 CF 10214. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for aggravated stalking after injunction. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim and abide by the injunction in 20 DR 1573. Bond will be set at $3,500, and I'm revoking the bond in 20 CF 6329. That's going to be set at none.
Ma'am?
I'm sorry,
I
Your
didn't
Honor,
understand.
3,500?
3,500.
Thank you.
You can just set those here.
So I do have a bond today.
You have a warrant for this case, but you don't have one for the other.
Which other one?
You still can't get out. By the way. Exactly what it was.
And I don't even have like what happened because I didn't even know I had a
Hold
warrant.
there and ask all those questions. I was in the so.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Juan Claudio Villanueva.
This is case number 20MM 5912. You were arrested for violation of a PTR condition on a domestic violence case. This was pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, sir. Your bond is going to be set at $3,500, and in 20 CF 9178, I'm revoking that bond, and that will be set at none.
Any questions? Go ahead on
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Scott Eckman.
Mr. Eklund, you are here in case number 20MM 6410. You were arrested for battery, dating violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi,
Could you tell me your name, please?
Brittany Wiley.
All right, Ms. Wiley, I'm going to need you to move closer to the microphone so that I can hear you. Thank you.
It's Brittany Wiley.
Ma'am, do you want to have contact with Mr. Eklund?
No.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Sir, you're not to have any contact with Ms. Wiley. You are to maintain a separate residence. If you need to return one time with the police to get your things, you may do so. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Your bond is $1,000, sir. Any questions, ma'am? All right, thank you.
No PTO.
You okay?
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Patrick Francis.
Mr. Francis, sir, you're here in 20MM 6416. You were arrested for battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You may have a one-time return with the police to get your things if needed. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Sir, did you have any questions about anything that I've ordered?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, your name?
Gregory Eugene Isom.
Mr. Isom, you're here in 20MM 770. You were arrested for battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return once with the police to get your things if needed. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Do you have any questions about anything that I've ordered?
No, ma'am, but what is pretrial release?
You will be supervised by a pretrial release officer while you are waiting for your case to go through the court system. So you won't have to pay any money to get out of the jail today, but you will be supervised by pretrial release. You'll have to check in with them.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
Does that mean I gotta stay in jail?
Nope, you'll be released today.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Tell me your name, please.
Tina Meeks.
Ms. Meeks, you're here in 20 MM 6381. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Eric Meeks.
Mr. Meeks, do you want to have contact with your wife?
Yes, please.
Are you afraid of her?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any concerns about your safety if I were to allow contact between the two of you?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Kennedy-Swanson, do you have any questions for
No, Your Honor.
the witness? Mr. Matos?
No, yeah.
All right. Ma'am, you're not to have any hostile contact with your husband. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Okay.
All right? Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Maybe I didn't.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Good morning. I'm Richard Molina.
Mr. Molina, you were here in 20 MM 6382. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence.
No problem.
You may return one time with the police to get your things if you need to, and you are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am. No problem.
Can we have Mr. Molina interviewed? I don't know, why was he not interviewed? Do we know?
Yes, he was sent to Safewood before he could be interviewed.
Got it.
But I can have him interviewed.
Okay, so I'm going to do pretrial release or a $500 bond if you don't qualify for pretrial. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Deja Staten.
Miss Staten, you're here in 20 MM 223. You were arrested for battery. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return with the police one time to get your things if needed, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you have any questions about anything that I've ordered?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Jessica Willis.
Miss Willis, you were here in 20 MM 6392. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good morning.
Morning.
Tell me your name.
David Skaroulis.
Sir, do you want to have contact with Miss Willis?
Yes, I do.
Are you afraid of her?
No, I just want her home.
Do you have any concerns about your safety at all if I were to allow contact between the two of you?
No.
Is there any questions from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Matos?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Willis, you are not to have any hostile contact with your husband. Do you understand what that means?
I do.
You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, sir?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
We had one, okay, never mind, y'all. This is with her. He was saying he was here for an afternoon case.
I don't know.
It wasn't a BB. He didn't have it as a BB.
Is everyone gone?
Oh, he's leaving us?
May I clarify so that even though he asked for contact, I still need to abide by the no contact order?
No, I didn't order that. I ordered no hostile contact.
No hostile contact?
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Do
you.
you understand what that means?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No threatening, no weapons.
Right, so you can have contact, you can go home, you just
Okay.
can't possess any weapons or firearms, and you can't fight with your husband.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Good morning.
Morning,
Your name?
Joseph Ball.
Mr. Ball, this is 20 CT 1549. You were arrested for violation of a condition of pretrial release. I'm going to set your bond at $1,500, sir. You're going to be subject to random urinalysis testing through pretrial release, although you won't be on pretrial. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license, and you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription.
Okay, so I'm off pretrial release?
You are off pretrial.
Oh, okay.
But you have a bond, you can't drink or use drugs, you'll be tested through pretrial release, and you can't drive without a valid driver's license.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Michael Pham.
What is it?
Michael Pham.
All right, Mr. Pham, good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Paul bonded, y'all.
Thank you. Mr. Pham, you're here in case number 20 CT 3043 because you failed to appear for arraignment for the offense of driving while license suspended or revoked. There is a $500 bond. Did you want to enter a plea to this case today?
I have the paper. It says that I showed up at 10 o'clock on that date. But when I showed up, there's the lady at the court says my arraignment was 7:30.
7:30?
Yeah. I have it in my possession in my bag, but that paper.
The concern, Your Honor, is I show that he has two already, one from June
Okay,
and then one from 2019.
got it, okay. So, Mr. Pham,
Yes.
do we need to reset an arraignment date for him? Well, he would know because he hasn't been arraigned, so he still have to get an arraignment. He still has to go to arraignment. It's a citation, so that's the charging document. 20 CT 3043. We don't need to give him a date, though.
No.
Okay. All right. Mr. Pham, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time based upon the information that you provided me. When you leave here, you need to contact the public defender's office within 24 hours of your release from the jail to make sure that you understand the procedure for attending your next court date. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, yep.
Can I call this number? Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning, your name?
Good morning. My name is Ryan.
Are you Mr. Vassal?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vassal, you were here in case number 20 CT 5434. You were arrested for DUI. There is probable cause, sir. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription. I am revoking the bond in 20 CT 261. That bond will be set at none, sir.
27 times.
Good morning, your name?
Joseph Watson.
Mr. Watson, you were here in 20 CT 5439. You were arrested for DUI with a prior conviction. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Your bond is $500, sir. Can Mr. Watson be placed on pretrial?
Yeah, so how long will I stand here for?
Mr. Watson, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Way?
Yes, ma'am.
This is case number 20MM 5938. You were here for your arraignment for the offense of trespass on school grounds or facility. You are represented by the public defender. How would you like to proceed, Mr. Matos?
Your Honor, we have an offer. He wanted to plea out, so
What's the offer?
the offer is straight time served plus cost of investigation and court costs.
What's the cost of investigation?
$70.32 to the Orlando Police Department.
Thank you. Mr. Wade, did you have a chance to talk about the plea offer with your lawyer this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any questions about any of the constitutional rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Way, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 55 days in jail. You've got credit for 55 days time served. You're going to have to pay court costs, which includes the cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $70.32. Those will all be due by September 3rd of 2021, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have one question for my public defender.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He'll come over. Good morning, your name?
Joshua Rank, ma'am.
Mr. Rink, this is a status hearing for an Osceola County case at 16 CF 4205, and at this time, per Judge Morgan, your bond is going to remain at none. The public defender was previously appointed to represent you and to help you coordinate with Osceola County.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm still on no bond status?
That's right.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Good morning, your name?
Elderly Dormal.
Good morning, Mr. Dormal.
Yeah.
This is on case number 20MM 6048. This is defense motion to withdraw a plea.
Yeah.
Ms. Custon, are you handling this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
I requested on behalf of Mr. Dormo. Sorry to turn over here, but.
Oh, that's okay.
We are asking to withdraw his plea. We have competency concerns. We actually have a competency evaluation that came back on August 27th, if I may bring that
Sure.
up. There's no objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we are not asking for you to find him incompetent. We are just asking that we withdraw the plea and ROR or give him a bond, whichever one you feel more comfortable with.
Thank you. Thank you. and the state has no objection to the
Correct,
motion?
Your
Okay. I'll grant the motion. Mr. Dormiel?
Yes,
Where are you
miss?
living?
In the Coalition Shelter, Covenant House.
Okay. Have you ever been on the mental health pretrial release program?
No.
No? Is that something you might want to consider?
What is that?
So it is a program where they would help you, one, with your court case, so they'd help you stay in touch with your public defender, get to your appointments, get to court, that kind of thing. And then they also have housing where you can stay while they help you maybe apply. I don't know if you have any Social Security benefits. They can help you do that. They can help you coordinate any medication clinics that you might need, or whatever other things that you might be helpful to you to kind of stay on track.
All right, I'll consider.
Okay, I'm gonna have them come talk to you.
So when I'm getting released today, right? Because I've been here like 50 days.
Well, I think you have another case too.
No, I don't. I had the case already. I had the cases already. I had to come to court. I had the cases
Does
already.
Mr. Dormiel have another hold? So why has he been here? Because he pled this case out on the 24th, and he's still been here. So why would he have been here? He does have another case? Okay, that's what I thought. So you're not going to be, I don't know anything about that
I've been
case.
here for 50 days already. So
As like a resisting an officer without violence and petty theft that has a status hearing on the 10th.
What division is that in?
That is in
can I get released today, miss? Because I've been here for too long.
83.
Division 83. So I don't have any say over that other case. Mr. Dormiel, so you have to talk to your lawyer about that, but I'm gonna have the mental health pretrial folks come talk to you to see if you can qualify, and if you do, I would venture to guess that you could be on that program for both of your cases.
So what's the mental health? What does it mean?
Well, first, can you pull your mask up for me, please?
What does the mental health program mean?
Well, I just explained it to you, but they'll come and explain it to you in better detail.
So what you got to do? What you gonna do with the mental health program?
I'll come talk to you, and I'll have the other lawyer come talk to you, and we'll see if we can get you released, okay?
Huh?
We'll come talk to you. You won't be released today, but we'll try to see if we can get the other case released as
So
well.
wait, Mr. Dormiel, we're not quite done.
No, hold on. Go ahead, run to the basement. Don't run.
All right, so we'll have him screen for the mental health pre-trial program, Ms. Custon, and then if that doesn't work, then you want to provide me an order, basically a conditional release order, but just releasing him ROR.
Okay. So today, the order is going to be withdraw the plea, place on mental health pretrial release.
If qualified.
If qualified. And then I'll provide an order. And if we can make it say, or ROR conditional release, and I'll send over the order with the conditional release and make sure she agrees.
Perfect, that works. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm not going to do anything with this order. She's going to send me the order.
I think so. You just gotta do the 3.
All right, who do we have next? So what about Christopher Diwali? Diwali?
So Osceola plea.
Who's medical, you want it?
He's medical? All right, so Mr. Matos, you'll need to have that case reset once he's medically cleared. It's an
Okay, Your
Osceola
Honor.
County case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then Samuel Matazwelski?
Yes, he's medical, your honor, as well.
All right, that was just a status hearing to let him know that his bond hit was remaining at none. I'm not gonna reset that.
Wages stay, wages stay.
Right. And then it looks like that's it for the add-on. I'm gonna take those back to Jill.
He wasn't there, but she just said,
Right?
Henderson went already. He was the first one.
And
So we're out of order. I don't know who was before this.
No, he was on the
Do we do the non-pleables?
I'm ready for all
No,
of
no,
it.
I said did we, it was a question, like, it's only one person.
I'll just ask them.
Oh, it was, over there?
Because anytime we set somebody, just don't.
No, it was,
Sure.
Sorry.
That's all right. It was, the driver.
The
It
fifth.
was medical too.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Oh. Yeah, she's gonna need that. I don't know if to, well, I guess I'll go after.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Robert Stevenson.
Mr. Stevenson, you are just here, I guess, to address this, this first appearance detainer. Was he seen on 20 MM 4581? It was a failure to appear. Bond was set at ROR. Mr. Stevenson, do you want to take a plea on that case?
Yes.
Okay, let me take a look at it real quick.
Can I have the case number, Your Honor?
20 MM 4581. Right, but I'm just asking if he wants to resolve it. If we can plea here, then he doesn't have to go downtown.
I just want to see if the items were recovered.
Sure. Or if there's a cost of investigation.
Judge, can we find out when the ROR was processed? So I
Is
can
this
give them the
Dean
correct
Baptist?
time, sir.
Ms. Williams, can you tell me when the ROR was processed?
No, it's the Stevenson.
What is he on?
I don't remember even getting
2020
arrested.
MM 4581.
Charge.
Yes, sir.
It's a petty
You
theft.
were not arrested for this charge. That's correct. You were given a summons.
Yes, 1 day.
You have 1 day?
Mhm.
Okay. Hold on. What's interesting on this case is I don't even know that you were ever served with the summons.
I was not.
I wonder why habeas was issued. Who issued it?
That I was not. They arrested us 2 nights ago, and I had no idea what was going on.
Okay, I'm gonna email the judge about that case, but
Well, it looks like actually from this case, they were not arrested on this case. They were arrested on another staff from another Old Navy, and the manager was able to identify them from a video.
right, but on this case, he was never served with a summons to come to court, and then they issued a habeas for his arrest.
I haven't been to an Old Navy in over a year.
Mr. Stevenson, I don't want you to talk to me about the facts of your case, but here's the thing. I'm not going to be able to, take a plea on this case today because you've never been formally served, so I'm gonna return it to the state to perfect service.
What is that?
Means that they need to serve you with a summons,
Okay.
okay?
So I stay in jail until they serve it?
No. And then you're out on bond on case number 20 CF 7346, but I'm not going to take any action on that case because the offense date in this case is October 9th of 2019. Okay, so you're going to be released.
Can we make sure my address is right?
Do you want to confirm your address with the clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, go ahead.
2718
Okay,
Parkland Drive, Parkland Drive,
okay.
Winter Park, Florida, 32789.
Jimmy, did you get that? Okay. That
And
way,
anything sent there, I will receive, and then I will be able to take care of anything court-wise.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No date, no
No
court date.
arraignment date?
No, no, because he hasn't been served. Good afternoon, your name?
Critzia Costa Hernandez.
How about Mr. Williamson?
Mr. Williamson, intervening behavior, Your Honor.
All right, I'll take care of it in a second. Ma'am, you're here in 20 MM 6399. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Is there an offer for Miss Acosta Hernandez?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
Ma'am, did you want to enter a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you read the plea form before court?
What'd you say?
Ma'am?
What'd you say?
Did you read the plea form before court?
No, I didn't get a plea form.
Okay. Could we hand her a plea form, please? When you finish, ma'am, let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you having any problems understanding what I'm saying to you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
All right. I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You've got credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to return to the hometown suites. You'll have to pay court costs, which are due by September 3rd of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Joshua Paul Brannon.
Mr. Brannon, this is 20 MM 6414 and 20 MM 6415. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence in both cases. There is probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Brannon?
Adjudication, credit for time served.
Sir, did you want to enter a plea today?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
She said time served, right?
Yes.
No, I do not.
No questions about the plea
No,
form?
no, ma'am.
All right, are you on probation?
No, ma'am. I'm on Osceola.
Pardon me?
No, ma'am. I'm not on probation.
Okay. Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
I'll accept your plea in each case, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Those will run concurrent to one another. You will have to pay court costs. I'm only going to assess costs in one case, and those will be due by September 3rd of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Tell me your name, please.
My name, David Dwayne Howard.
How about Mr. Coleman?
Coleman Bond, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Sir, you were here in 20 MM 6407. You were arrested for trespass after warning in a conveyance. There is probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. David?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
Did you want to enter the plea, sir?
Very well.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read the plea form before court?
No, I got it memorized from years ago.
All right, Mr. David.
So I did scan it.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
Oh, no, actually, I had no question about it. It won't do me no good anyway.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am, thank God.
Do you
Parole.
understand, if you are not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you
I'm
under
a
the influence?
U.S. citizen.
Okay. Are you?
Thoroughbred, qualified, and bona fide.
Got it.
I'm a Vietnam who?
Mr. David, are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am, not a bit. And
All
that's
right,
the
sir.
gospel.
I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You have got credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot return to the 7-Eleven. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by September 3rd of 2021, and you have 30 days to appeal, sir. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Next person, Your Honor, Sarah Doyle is mental health.
All right.
There's no
Thank you,
offer in
ma'am.
this case, Your Honor.
Pardon me?
There's no offer.
Okay. Mr. Matos, do you want to wait for appearance? I'm going to appoint your office to represent her.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's 20 MM 6406. She was arrested for disorderly conduct at a public establishment and criminal mischief. She's not to return to the Motel 6, and I'll stay the bonds on each count.
And the next one, Joseph, guarantee bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Douglas Griffin Blankenship.
Sir, you're here on 20 MM 6405. You were arrested for trespassing on property after warning. There is probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Griffin Blankenship?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
Did you want to enter a plea, sir?
What did she say? Be released or? I don't
Right,
know.
credit for time served.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Guess I'm guilty. I was there.
Mr. Blankenship, I can't hear you.
I guess I'm pretty much guilty. I was there.
Okay, well, that's up to you, whether you want to resolve the case today, enter a plea of no contest and be done with the case, or if you want to come back to court on another day. What do you want to do?
I just want to go home.
You want to what?
I just want to go home, ma'am. I would just like to go home, ma'am.
All right, sir. Did you read the plea form before court this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to return to the McDonald's. You will have to pay court costs, which will be due by September 3rd of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Yes, ma'am. Do I
Thank
go
you, sir.
home today?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Tell me your name.
Jonathan Harris.
Mr. Harris, you were here in 20 MM 6419. You were arrested for petty theft and for trespass in a dwelling
Yes, ma'am.
after warning. Well, it's not a dwelling, but it's a trespass.
There's no offer, Your Honor.
No offer?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Any objections for me just finding probable cause for a trespass?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Harris, I'm going to stay your bonds at this time at 500 on count 1 and 100 on count 2. You are not to return to Walmart.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not going to revoke your release on your out on bond case.
Okay, so well, I don't have no way to pay bond. Do you know when I go home by any chance?
Not until your case is resolved.
Because I have no way to pay bond, but my mom is letting me return home, so I'm getting off the street.
You're gonna get an to you. You can do a motion to see if we can get ROR.
Yes, sir.
Total to it out will be $100, give or take. So total.
So, Mr. Harris, where are you gonna stay? Where's your mom's house?
WD Judge, 3930, apartment 45.
How are you gonna get to court?
She will help me get to court, the bus. She going to help me with everything because I've been on the street for 2 years. But I called her this time, and she actually feels sorry for me that I'm on the street by myself and I'm ruining my life. And she really wants to help me get back on track.
So, Mr. Harris, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You're not
Thank you.
to return to the Walmart.
Yes, ma'am.
You are going to have to do random urinalysis testing through
Yes, ma'am.
pre-trial release. You can't be using drugs.
Thank you so much.
And you must appear at all court dates. So you need to
Yes,
call
ma'am.
the public defender's office within 24 hours of you getting released from the jail
Yes, ma'am.
to make sure that they have your correct address and that you know when you need to be in court.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure you call that number and stay.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Jason Throckmorton, good morning.
Sir, this is 20MM 6408. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Throckmorton?
Withhold credit for time served, no return.
Did you want to accept the offer, sir? It's a withhold of adjudication, which means there's not a formal conviction.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be given credit for the 2 days that you spent here in the jail, and you'll have to pay court costs.
Okay,
All right, did you read the plea form before court?
yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Judge.
All right, I will accept your plea, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served.
Okay.
You are not to return to the Holiday Inn. You're going to have to pay court costs, which will be due by September 3rd of 2021, just
Okay.
a whole year from today. And you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor.
sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Wilkinson Santis.
Sir, this is 20MM 432. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Wilkerson?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
Sir, did you want to accept the offer?
What was the offer?
It's an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and court costs. You also can't go back to the scene.
You said what?
So you can't go back to 7751 Regal Pine Lane.
So I don't got no bond?
No. I'm asking you if you want to enter a plea. So the state has made an offer for you to resolve your case today of an adjudication of guilt, 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served, and not going back to the house.
No.
You don't want to take the offer?
No.
Okay.
So how long I'm gonna have to stay in jail for? If I didn't take the offer?
You. I'm not appointed. Let me just help her out.
Mr. Matos, maybe you want to talk to him for a minute.
Yeah. You take the offer, at least credit times are right. And what you've done today, just be able to solve this case unless you can help. Do you have any other cases apart from this?
What's it called? From last month, but I got supervision.
Your Honor, she would like to take a plea.
All right. Sir, do you have any questions about the plea agreement?
He's reading it right now.
Are you appointing a public defender? Yes.
So if I'm not able to get a job,
So pretty much it's just saying that if you plead today, you won't be able to bring witnesses against the case if you saying that you are guilty of no conflict and that you have a different choice, and that if it doesn't allow you to bring any witnesses or to defend your case, now you will have 30 days if anything happens to be able to appeal the case and say that you're not guilty. That you apply if the LFI tells you that if you're not a U.S. citizen, you will be subject to deportation. That's all that's on the plea form. Right, Your Honor.
What does he want to do?
He's the one.
plea.
Do you have any questions about the plea form? Okay, I'm setting bond at $500. I'm revoking the pretrial release. Bond in that case is going to be set at $1,500 on count one, $150 on count two, $100 on count three. Thank you, sir.
There you go. Those are your bonds. Call there. Poor kid.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name?
Jimmy Williams, yes.
Mr. Williams, sir, you are here in case number 20MM222. You were arrested for petty theft.
Yes.
There is probable cause, sir. Is there an offer for Mr. Williams?
There is not, Your Honor.
All right, sir. You are not to return to the Publix.
Not that particular one there.
Pardon me?
Not that particular one.
No, 242 North Orlando Avenue, you may not return to the Publix. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Williams, did you want to take a plea on 20MM4874? It's a trespass after warning case that you're out on bond for.
I didn't know I had that.
You do. Would you be interested in resolving that case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll do an adjudication, credit for time served, no return, it's the links. This is a cost investigation of $170.70 to Orlando Police Department.
Mr. Williams, did you hear that offer from the state?
Did I get offer from the state?
Did you hear it? So she said if you want to resolve that case that you have, the trespass on property after warning at the link station, the offer would be an adjudication of guilt, credit for any time that you've already spent in the jail, cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $170.70, and court costs. Did you want to resolve that case today?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right, sir. Did you happen to read the plea form before court?
Did I make a plea for it? No.
Okay. Okay, well, he's saying he didn't get it, so can we hand him another one and he can read it, please? Thank you. Take a moment, Mr. Williams, and let me know when you've finished reading it and if you have any questions.
To what you said,
Pardon me?
for the $170 and not go back to Publix and,
Right, so on the plea form, basically it's saying that if you enter a plea on this case today, that you are giving up your right to have a trial. Do you understand
I
that?
understand that.
Okay, the case will be over today and you won't be able to contest the charges.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will result in your deportation?
I'm a U.S. citizen, yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea in 20MM4874, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to, how many? 13? 13 days in jail with credit for 13 days time served. You're not to return to the link station. You'll have to pay court costs, including the cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $170.70. Those will be due by September 3rd of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal, and I'm going to release you on your own recognizance in 20MM222. All right? And I'll take no action on the other case. Thank you,
That means
sir.
they go home today?
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Next person, Your Honor, is Christine Moore. She refused.
Okay.
And then Ms. Hall is mental health.
Okay. So I have Ms. Hall is mental health and 20 MO 886.
Yes, ma'am.
Just 1 second, sir, I'll be right with
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Mr. Matos, I'm gonna reset. Ms. Hall tomorrow to see if she's able to come to court, and then maybe she can,
The offer is a withhold credit for time served, no return.
thank you.
I take it.
Not for you, I'll be right with you, okay?
And then how, Ms. Morse, do we, what do
Is this Mr. McKenzie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just 1 second.
we refuse?
Okay.
Which one?
For, Hall. I'm just gonna write the offer in there.
Okay.
Is this Hall?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, do we, on Ms. Morse, do we reset, it was a refusal?
Just 1 second. Let me take care of this one too for Robert Williamson. I'm waiving his appearance based upon his inability to come to court due to his behavior in 20 CF 10633. He was arrested for arson. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. His bond is $5,000. And then what was the other case?
Morse?
I don't have another one.
Okay.
Well, Morris is misdemeanors done playable and Hall was city
It
ordinance.
was Christina Moore, she had reclusion on her.
That was it?
Yeah, that was the one right after, Mr. Jimmy Williams.
Before Hall was Morse.
We don't have that case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, let me save that name and we'll come back to it at the end. Maybe it'll pop up. Okay, Mr. McKenzie.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for waiting, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You were arrested in 20 MO 887 for open container. There's probable cause.
That was real, I didn't open container. Pop had bought the beer. He said me to drive down. I said, no. So the guy turned the beer up. The officer came back to say, I was drinking beer with me and him. Me and the guy was drinking beer with the officer. So he gave me a charge.
Oh, Mr. McKenzie, will you just pull your mask up for me, please? Thank you.
I said, he gave me a charge. He gave me a charge. I didn't open that beer.
All right, well, Mr.
I didn't buy that
McKenzie,
beer.
did you want to plead on that case today, or do you want to go back to court on another day?
I want to plea well. I want to plea bargain.
Okay.
I want to plea bargain.
Do you,
I
Ms. Kennedy Swanson, do you want to make an offer on the?
want to take
out-of-bond
off
case as
going
well?
in. I didn't buy no beer.
Okay, so adjudication of credit for time served on the current charge, let me look up,
The trespass.
just to make sure there's no cross investigation on the out on bond.
So, Mr. McKenzie, you also are out on bond on a trespass case. Do you want to make a plea on that case today, too?
Yeah.
Okay, just a second, okay?
Adjudication credit for time served in 2020 NM 2275. It's a cost of investigation of $158.82 to Orlando Police Department.
Got it. Did you hear that, Mr.
Yes,
McKenzie?
ma'am. I take that. I pay that.
All right, did you read the plea form?
The police form, well, where it's at, that means that I'm good to go. I can go home today?
You will.
Yes, ma'am. I take that.
All right, do you have any questions about any of the rights on the plea form?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. McKenzie, I'm going to accept your plea in both cases. Adjudicate you guilty in 20 MM 2275 and sentence you to 3 days? 3 days in jail with credit for 3 days time served. You're going to have to pay court costs, including the cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department, the amount of $158.82.
Yes, ma'am.
And in 20 MO 887, I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days time served. Again, you
Time
have to-
served, everything served, right?
What?
Time served?
Yes, Mr. McKenzie. Just let me
Okay.
finish, okay?
God bless you, man. I got you.
She's not finished yet.
Okay.
So,
go
Mr.
ahead.
McKenzie, you have to pay your court costs in both cases, and they're
I
gonna
know.
be due by September 3rd of 2021, okay?
Okay, September 3rd, okay, yes,
All
ma'am.
right, thank
I
you,
understand.
thank you.
Just go, I go. Wait, I love my shoes. Well, hold up, ma'am.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am, I gotta get my shoes.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, your name?
James Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, sir, you are here in 20 CO 697 for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Thomas?
Adjudication, credit for time served.
Did you want to accept the offer, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you read the plea form before court?
Yes.
Any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You've got credit for 2 days' time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by September 3rd of 2021. And you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Ma'am, can I say something?
Sure.
It was jaywalking. I admit it. I was walking to the other side of the street.
Okay.
But it was jaywalking.
All right.
Jaywalked it.
I hear you.
Yes, ma'am. That's what it was. Jaywalking.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate your apology, sir, and I accept it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for jaywalking. Thanks, y'all. God knows.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you. God know. God know.
Okay. Good afternoon. Your name?
Jeff Waller.
Mr. Waller, you were arrested for open container. There's probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Waller?
Adjudication, credit for time served.
Mr. Waller, did you want to accept that offer today?
I'll just plead guilty.
Okay. Did you read the plea form before court?
No, I didn't.
All right, take a look at it and then let me know if you have any questions about anything that's on the form, sir.
I'll just plead guilty.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will result in your deportation?
A what?
If you're not a U.S. citizen,
Oh, okay.
this plea will result in your deportation.
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You'll have credit for 2 days' time served. You also have to pay court costs, which will be due by September 3rd of 2021, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
That's kind of a problem because I'm homeless and I don't have a job.
I understand.
Yeah.
So if you call the clerk's office, you could make arrangements with them to see what options you might have, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Willie Lee Chastain, ma'am.
Mr. Chastain, this is case number 20 CF 9356. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft third degree, dealing in stolen property, and receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification. This was pursuant to a probable cause capias. You're not to have any contact with the victim or witnesses in this case. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. All right, sir, I'm gonna set bond on count 1 at $2,500. Bond on count 2 will be $150. Bond on count 3, $150. Bond on count 4, $150. And I'm also going to place you on pretrial release, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So what would be the total for me to bond out?
Ooh, I don't know. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Rodina Demond.
Mr. Demond, or Ms. Demond, you're here in 20 CF 10617. You were arrested for possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, trespass in occupied structure, resisting officer without violence, and grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am. Can I have a question?
Just a minute, please.
Oh, sorry.
Bond on count 1 is going to be $5,000. Bond on count 2, $150. Bond on count 3, $150. 4, $100. 5, $100. 6, $150. What's your question, ma'am?
Is my bond gonna be lower than that?
I just lowered your bond.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The next person, Your Honor, Uriel.
Garen Ortiz.
Ortiz bonded,
Okay.
and then Hardy's behavior, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. Hardy's appearance based upon his inability to come to court due to his behavior. In case number 20 CF 10621, he was arrested for possession of cocaine and trespassing. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. He's not to return to the 7-Eleven. Bond on count 1 is $1,000. Bond on count 2 is $100. I'm revoking his pretrial release in 20 CF 8331. Bond will be set at none. Good afternoon. Your name?
Valencia Hill.
Ms. Hill, you're here in 20 CF 10588. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a weapon and battery. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms, ma'am. And I am going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Mary Hines.
Mr. Hines, sir, you're here in 20 CT 5438. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in that case, as well as 20 CF 10626, where you were arrested for possession of cocaine, and there's probable cause in that case as well.
Yes, it's here.
Sir, you are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you are not to drive without a valid driver's license. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time.
I didn't quite understand you.
What's that, Mr. Hines?
I didn't quite understand you.
You didn't understand me?
What you just said, Les.
Which part? About your release or your conditions?
For release.
Okay, so I'm going to release you on your promise to abide by my conditions and appear in court.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, make sure you contact the public defender's office so that they know how to get a hold of you and you know when you need to be in court.
Okay. All right.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The next person, Your Honor, Jones bonded.
Okay. Your name, ma'am?
Chelsea Longley.
Miss Longley, you were here in 20 CF 10579. You were arrested for trafficking in methamphetamines greater than 14 grams and possession of drug paraphernalia. You also have 20 CT 5440, which is a no motor vehicle registration, for which there's also probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. I am going to set your bond at $20,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. I'm going to ROR you on 20 CT 5440. Ma'am, you are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. I'm going to also place you on pretrial release, and you're going to be subject to random urinalysis testing. Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Muhammad, Khalid Muhammad.
How about Miss Moore? Okay, just 1 second, Mr. Muhammad. This is case number 20 CF 10627. I'm going to find a waiver of Miss Moore's appearance based upon her refusal to come to court in 20 CF 10627 and 20 CF 6229. She was arrested in that case for violation of a condition of pretrial release. Her bond is set at none. And in 20 CF 10627, she was arrested for possession of methamphetamine, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, providing false ID to law enforcement, and driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. There's probable cause. I'm going to stay the bond as to each amount, and the public defender is appointed on both cases. All right, Mr. Muhammad, you are here, sir, in 20 CF 10612. You were arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is 1,000. Your bond on count 2 is 100. It looks like there's 3 counts of that. So I'll ROR the second 2 counts. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Muhammad, you understand that when you are released from the jail, you have reporting requirements?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Teddy Peterson.
Mr. Peterson, sir, you have 3 cases. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you on all of them. You have 20 CF 10602. You were arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and grand theft of a firearm. There is probable cause. Bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $150. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. And then that case provides the probable cause for the violations of probation out of Polk County. Both of those, sir, are going to be set at none. I've appointed the public defender here in Orange County to assist you in coordinating with Polk County on your violations of probation. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Police and Profit.
Ms. Prophet, this is 20 CF 10604. You were arrested for violation of a no contact order. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. Bond is going to be set at $2,500, and then I'm revoking the bond on 20 CF 8632. That's going to be set at none.
Can I say something?
I wouldn't talk about the facts of your case, ma'am.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's being in the process of being dropped. So we didn't know that we wasn't allowed to be with each other, and my lawyer told me that I could be around him. That's why we didn't know.
Right. So again, that's about the facts of your case. That's something that you're going to need to talk to your lawyer about. And again, the order is very, very clear. Unless you have an order that is in writing signed by a judge, no matter what anyone tells you, you can't have any contact.
So I didn't understand anything that you had said. What do I?
You need to contact your lawyer.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Jose Ramos.
Mr. Ramos, you are here in 20 CF 10526. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for fleeing and eluding, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription.
Okay.
You're going to have random testing through pretrial release, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.
You too. Good afternoon, your name?
It's George Rosales.
Mr. Rosales, this is 20 CF 10632. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is going to be $1,000. You're also going to be subject to random urinalysis testing through pretrial release. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. That includes alcohol, and I'm not going to revoke your bond on your out-on-bond case. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Shauna Smart.
Ms. Smart, you have two cases. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you on both. In 20 CF 10624, you were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. Your bond is $1,000. And in 20 CT 750 and 20 CT 751, you were arrested for attaching a tag unassigned and driving while license suspended with a prior suspension. There's also probable cause. Bond on count 1 is 100. Bond on count 2 is 100. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
My name is Daquan Smith, ma'am.
Mr. Smith, you were here in 20 CF 10623. You were arrested for possession of a concealed firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of MDMA, and possession of cannabis with intent to distribute. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is 150. Bond on count 2 is 2,500. Bond on count 3 is 150. Bond on count 4 is 150. I'm revoking the release in 20 CF 1804. That's going to be set at none. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Kyle Saltuski.
Sir, this is 20 CF 10616. You were arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene or have any contact with the victims. Your bond, sir, is $2,500. Thank you.
Sorry. That's, I only got one charge, right?
For that case, yes.
Oh, for that case?
It's just one house. Good afternoon, your name?
Michael Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, this is 20 CF 10618. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is going to be $3,500. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, and I am revoking the bond in 18 CT 5126. That bond's going to be set at none. Good afternoon, your name?
My name is Edwin Torres. Hello there.
Mr. Torres, you are here in 20 CF 10642. You were arrested for trafficking in methamphetamines greater than 14 grams possession of methamphetamine with intent, possession of prescription drug without a valid prescription. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case and in 20 MM 6380 where you were arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. In count 1 on 20 CF 10642, bond is going to be $25,000. Count 2, it'll be $150,000. Count 3 will be $150,000. I'm also going to place you on pretrial release. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random urinalysis testing. Bond on 20 MM 6380 will be set at $100. What? Yes. Thank you.
Judge, you said PCR on both cases?
Yes.
Are you, okay.
Good afternoon, your name?
Isaac Velosa.
Sir, you are here in 20 CF 10630. You were arrested for burglary of a structure. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene. Your bond is $3,500, and I'm revoking the bond in 20 CF 5074. Your bond will be set at none in that case, sir. Thank you.
Hold on, John. How about your report?
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Jerome Wilkerson.
Mr. Wilkerson, you're here in 20 CF 10619. You were arrested for abuse of an elderly or disabled adult. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Your bond is $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're not to return to the scene, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
Judge, Williamson went out for behavior. He went back.
Who?
Williamson is behavior, Your Honor. The next person.
We called him earlier.
Yeah,
We're gonna
we-
move up list.
Okay, perfect. I'm Morse? Yes.
Yep, that's the one we talked about earlier, Your Honor.
Oh, good, okay. And I forget the reason for,
Was she behavior?
On an FTA warrant. However, the release is PCR.
right, I understand. I just don't remember why she wasn't here.
We were supposed to come back to it, you said.
I thought it was behavior.
She was behaving.
She was behavior.
Okay, all right.
You want to reset? I mean, I made an offer of a withholding credit for time served.
All right, I'll
See if she'll come tomorrow.
reset it for tomorrow. And then I'll put that in the, can we put that in the minutes? Yes. The offers of withhold and credit for time served. Thank you. All right, sir. Are you Mr. Blanton?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you are here in 18 CF 8682. You were arrested for violating your probation by failing to submit to your electronic monitoring. At this time, your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're going to see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Blanton, when you are released from the jail, you do have reporting requirements.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Brown.
Ms. Brown, you're here in 20 CF 10620. You were arrested for possession of MDMA. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You also have 2 cases, or I'm sorry, it looks like we have one.
Because you have 1,000 or 1,500.
I said 1,000 for her bond. And then in 18 CF 14234, you are on probation. The new law case provides the probable cause for the violation of probation. Your bond in that matter will be set at none. You will see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days, ma'am.
Okay, so, but the $1,000, it'll be 100?
Pardon me?
The $1,000 is the 10% is 100?
Right, but you're not going to be able to bound out on the VOP.
Okay. 7 to 10 days?
You're going to see a judge, yes. Good afternoon, sir. Your name? Sir, you are here in 20 CF 10599. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all of your cases today. In that case, you were arrested for fleeing and attempting to elude and driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. Bond on count 1 is going to be $3,500. Bond on count 2 is going to be $500. I'm revoking the bonds in 20 MM 4225. That'll be set at none. And 20 CF 6616, that will be set at none. And then you have 20 CF 10611, driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. There's probable cause. Bond is going to be $500. You have a violation of probation in 18 CF 14150. The probable cause for the violation of probation is the new law arrest that was pursuant to a warrant. Bond on the violation of probation is going to be set at none, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Mrs. Ellison.
Ms. Ellison, you are here in case number 20 CT 5435. You were arrested for no valid driver's license. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you on all of your cases today. Bond in that case is going to be $500. You have 20 MM 6413. You were arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There is probable cause and bond will be $100. Those cases provide the probable cause for the violation of probation in 19 CF 13249. Bond in that matter, ma'am, will be set at none. Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Josh Fast.
Mr. Fast, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all of your cases today. You have 20 CF 10625. You were arrested for attempted burglary of a structure and loitering or prowling. There's probable cause. Bond on count 1 is 1,000. Bond on count 2 is 100. You're not to return to the scene. You have a violation of probation in 19 CF 12051. The probable cause being the new law offense, and probation, or I'm sorry, bond will be set at none. And then you have 19 CF 15975, which is another violation of probation. The probable cause being the new law arrest, and bond in that matter will also be set at none, sir. Thank you. Three. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Darrell Otter.
Mr. Outing, sir, you are here in 19 CF 542, 19 CF 2920, and 20 CF 10641. In that case, you were arrested for trafficking in cocaine, with the amount being more than 28 grams but less than 150 kilograms, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, possession of a weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, and resisting officer without violence. In the affidavit, I didn't see where the cocaine had been weighed for an amount.
Your Honor, we can find possession of cocaine, because he's gonna be held at no bond on the VOP anyways.
Okay. So for count one, I'll find probable cause for possession of cocaine. A bond will be $2,500. Count two, bond 150, 3 150, 4 100. And then on the violations of probation, the probable cause, sir, is your new law arrest. Bond will be set at none on each of the violations of probation.
Sorry, Your Honor, what was the possession?
2,500?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there a different statute number?
Yes. Is it 893.06 for just the possession of cocaine?
I don't. May I have one moment, though? The 6A?
893.13.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
It's Roddy.
Sir, you have two cases this afternoon. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in both. You have 19 CF 6947, which is a violation of probation. It is alleged that you moved without getting permission from your probation officer. Your bond in that matter is set at none. In 20 CF 2301, you were arrested for burglary of a dwelling, grand theft third degree, criminal mischief. This was pursuant to a warrant. Your bond on count one is $2,500. Bond on count two is $150. Bond on count three is $150. You're not to return to the scene or have any contact with the victim. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Larry Donnell Williams.
Mr. Williams, sir, you are here in case number 94-13658. It's a violation of probation. Mr. Lewis, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both of your cases. In 20 MO 885, you were arrested for state misdemeanors. There is probable cause. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance in that case.
Can you give me a bond on the other case?
I don't know, Mr. Lewis. Where do you live?
Not far from here. But
Well, where exactly?
that's Richmond Heights.
Where?
Richmond Estates, Richmond Heights.
How long have you lived there?
Oh, probably 3 years. My mom just passed, so I've been there a while.
So the problem I have, Mr. Lewis, is that you have, this is from 1995, and it was because you didn't report to probation. So how do I know that you're not gonna take off?
I'm not gonna take off. I got my sister there to watch over. My mom just passed,
Okay.
and I had to watch over my sister because she's not able to walk. So I will not take off. I will be there.
Are you working, Mr. Lewis?
No, I'm not. I'm disabled.
Is this his current address, the 3035 Pender Court?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Lewis, what type of bond can you afford?
Oh, not no high one. Probably 5 or something like that.
You what?
About 5.
500?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lewis, I'm gonna set your bond at $500 on the violation of probation.
Okay.
You need to report to probation, or you need to contact probation within 24 hours of your release from the jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right. You must appear at all your court dates, sir. Thank you.
Exactly what your address is.
Thank you. You should talk to the PD? Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, your name?
Francisco Bernard.
Mr. Bernard, you are here for an out-of-county warrant for failing to appear on a DUI out of Polk County. The bond is $1,000. Mr. Bernard, are you gonna be able to post that bond?
I am able to post that bond.
You are, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because otherwise I would need to reach out to Polk County, but if I don't need to do that, then I will not.
Yes, but I've been through this situation before where New York, they say New York is gonna come get me, but they never do, because they said they won't come get me unless it's a violent charge.
So New York, you're asking me if New York's coming to get you?
Yeah, I know they're
I don't
not.
see a hold. Does he have any holds?
There's not a hold. They did this before. It's something illegal, actually.
Hold on.
Justice warrant. He does from New York.
They put on the outside.
At what?
It's a hold.
It's not a real hold. On the internal system, there's no hold though. I bet you I could bond out.
Okay.
That happened to me last time I was here, which was in 2018. They put a hold on me from New York, saying that I was on a warrant hold, which was a lie, because that's why I needed an attorney appointed to me, and she will find this out for me. Or he or she will find this out, because that's what they told me. They said in the inside system that there was no hold, but on the outside system there was.
Does he have a hold? Yes. Okay, hold on. He what?
Do you have to pay for it?
I can.
Do you have to pay for it, for the tank?
He has a bond on the plan?
No. I see a pre-signed waiver of it.
A pre-signed waiver?
Yes.
So it looks like they're gonna come get you.
Yeah, it's not. They're not though.
I'm
Okay.
gonna email, Angela with warrants, and I'm gonna ask her, I don't have any information to share with you right now.
No problem,
But
no
I
problem.
will ask her what's going on with your fugitive warrant case, sir, okay?
So I can't get an attorney appointed to me?
There's nothing for me to appoint an attorney on,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you.
But, like I said, I'm gonna email the woman that I know in warrants and ask her what's going on. Once I get a response from her, I just signed this today.
Okay.
I signed it this morning for a violation of probation. Based on this, I don't know that they're not coming. It looks like that based on this that they are.
It's just a waiver that had to sign. They don't even know what's going on yet. They haven't spoken to New York. This is just a pre-waiver that's signed in my files that my PO, that my probation here is holding. There's no real proven, there's not showing no proven fact that New York actually knows what's going on.
All right, sir. Like I said, I'll email
Please.
this woman to see, and if you're still here, I will let you know what the outcome was, okay?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Megan Cassidy.
How about David Birdsong?
I'm sorry?
He's medical, Your Honor.
All right, I'll deal with that in a second. You're Miss Cassidy?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Cassidy, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County related to possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond is $3,500. I'm not going to take any action on your Osceola County case. Okay. Miss Cassidy, are you going to be able to post that bond?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll reach out to Seminole County to see if they want to make any modifications. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Dennis Hamlet.
Mr. Hamlet, you're here for an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. It's related to petty theft and resisting a merchant. I'll appoint the public here in Orange County to represent you to coordinate with Osceola County. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Michelle Hudson.
Ms. Hudson, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Marion County related to grand theft. Your bond is set in the amount of $2,000. I'll appoint the
Correct.
public defender here in Orange County to assist you in coordinating with Marion County in the event you're not able to post your bond.
What is it?
Her bond's been posted.
Are they posted?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You'll be
you.
released later. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Mark Anthony LaFaus, ma'am.
Sir, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Brevard County related to the offense of dealing in stolen property. Your bond is $5,000. I will appoint the public defender here in Orange County to represent you, to coordinate with Brevard County in the event that you're not able to post your bond.
Ma'am, can I speak, please?
Sure.
They appointed me a public defender for my Orange County, and I was released yesterday.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but the regular public defender's office dropped me and appointed me that special regional conflict counsel.
Okay.
So maybe to speed things up, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that they won't deal with me. And I don't know why
What
they did
case
it.
were you appointed regional conflict counsel on?
It was Grand Theft Auto.
You mean in Orange County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've been here 6 months.
And you completed your sentence on your Orange County case and now they're serving you this warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you going to be able to post the bond?
No, ma'am, I don't have any money, and
So-
I couldn't even post the $100 bond.
You're in one of the, I would say, lucky counties right now because Brevard County is actually coming to pick up their inmates.
They are coming.
Okay. So
Did
then
you
when-
say no, they're not?
No, they will. Brevard is one of the only counties that's coming.
Yeah, I saw the van yesterday. I was pretty happy about that.
Right,
But, I mean,
but no one else is. So that's why I'm saying you're in a lucky county if there is such a
yes,
thing
ma'am.
right
Yeah,
now.
I can't wait to get back to Titusville.
So anyway, then you will get the public defender over in Brevard County when you
Okay.
get there. So when you get to Brevard County, they'll take you to first appearance.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next person, James London, medical, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to waive Mr. London's appearance. It's an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. Bond is set at none. And I'll appoint the public defender. Good afternoon. Your name?
Christopher Margrave.
Sir, you are here for an out-of-county violation of probation. Based upon your arrest. I don't have the case number for the offense. Ms. Williams, do you have the case number that he was I-8 on? Were you here yesterday, sir?
No.
August 15th. He was here August 15th. Well, he would have been here on the 16th, I think.
I was arrested the 27th.
It looks like it's 20 CF 10104. Those charges match the description in the affidavit, which is providing the probable cause for the violation of probation, sir. You're on probation in Volusia County. The bond on the violation of probation is going to be set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you on the Volusia County violation of probation so that they can coordinate with Volusia County.
Okay, will that be resolved in this county?
If, depending on how you want to resolve it, potentially yes, because they're still not transporting between the jails. So what will typically happen is the Orange County Public Defender will coordinate with the Volusia County. If you had the public defender there, they'll coordinate with the public defender and the judge there who handles your case to see if you can do, I don't know what you're going to want to do on your case, but so that way you can have some sort of movement on it.
And they were saying the VOP court was within 15 days?
So on this one, no. On this violation of probation, so an actual warrant for violation of probation has not been filed or an affidavit. So this is just based on a warrantless arrest. So I don't know when your probation officer is going to file an actual affidavit of violation of probation, or if, I don't know what they're gonna do.
The thing was with my probation officer, my officer, when I was scheduled to meet him on the 21st, he said I was transferred to a new officer, and he never provided me with that information. I was arrested before I received it. So I kind of fell through the cracks on that one. That's how I came here through first appearance without the VOP.
Right. That's something you'll have to talk with your lawyer about, sir, and how you want to handle that.
So I could file like a 33-day motion. I'm eligible, at least, since nothing's been filed.
Not on a violation of probation.
Okay.
I'm actually not 100% sure about that, to be honest with you. So again, you'll have to talk to your lawyer about what legal remedies are available to you, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Good afternoon, your name?
Joey? Valero?
Thank you, sir. You were here for an out-of-county warrant out of Volusia County. This is related to false imprisonment and battery domestic violence. Your bond, sir, is set at none.
Yeah.
The other case that you have is a violation of a pretrial release and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Your bond is set at none in that matter as well. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you to coordinate with Volusia County, sir.
I was going to ask to see if I could receive a bond for the second false imprisonment robbery, because that was just a false allegation. I also have an attorney named Kevin Pitts, and he's submitting the paperwork for this charge to the judge that handled my pretrial.
Sure.
And from what I understand, he's trying to, tomorrow, he's trying to get, because he submitted it yesterday.
Okay.
He's trying to get this pretrial warrant, I guess, because this one, I guess, violated the pretrial.
So, I understand what you're saying. Let me just stop you right there, okay? Because I can't set a bond for you today. I don't have any information about any of your cases, and I'm not allowed to set a bond on an out-of-county case without input from the judge who issued the warrant. So it sounds like your lawyer's on top of that.
Okay, so
Okay.
would that be just to one judge, or would he have to, I'm just curious.
It would have to be with both, but it
Okay.
sounds like your lawyer's working on it.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Gustavo Nieves.
Mr. Nieves, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Volusia County related to failing to appear on the offense of grand theft. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender here in Orange County to represent you to help you coordinate with Volusia County on your case, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
James Velez.
Mr. Velez, you're here in 19 CT 5475. You were arrested for failing to appear on the charge of driving under the influence over .15. Your bond, sir, is $500. Okay, thank you. And then I have this up here. David Birdsong, he was behavior, did you say?